Singapore and China have signed 19 new deals at an annual Apex Cooperation Summit, which took place in person for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic began. Both sides said good progress has been made in strengthening people-to-people ties, which include the gradual restoration of flights between both countries to pre-pandemic levels. Olivia Song with this report.
After 2 years of virtual meetings due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Singapore and China resumed their highest-level annual forum in person, known as the Joint Council for Bilateral Cooperation, or JCBC. The meeting was held in Singapore this year. It is co-chaired by the country's Deputy Prime Minister, Heng Keat, and Chinese Vice Premier Zheng. Mr. Han is making his first trip abroad since the pandemic began and is the most senior Chinese leader to visit Singapore since then. Mr. Heng saying this demonstrates the continued importance and relevance of JCBC as the apex platform for bilateral cooperation.
It is an important milestone as we progressively step up our people-to-people exchanges. So Singapore will continue to work with China to gradually and safely restore weekly flights between our countries to pre-COVID levels. And we had a good discussion in this area. And the resumption of cross-border travel will strengthen ties between our people and help to promote economic recovery and economic growth.
Both sides also agreed that given the unprecedented pace of change worldwide, Singapore and China should continue to collaborate closely on innovation across all sectors. This includes tapping new growth opportunities in emerging areas. Singapore and China have inked 19 agreements this time round, up from 14 last year, and is the most number of deals seen in recent years. This will allow both sides to step up cooperation in areas like the green and digital economy, as well as in connectivity. Mr. Heng said these are priority areas not just for Singapore and China, but for the region and the world.
We have a bumper crop of 19 deliverables. This reflects the growing depth and breadth of our bilateral cooperation. For example, mobilizing capital will continue to be important for the development of the region.
The bilateral meeting is taking place after China's recent party congress, with President Xi Jinping securing a third term in office, laying out his vision for China moving forward.
站在新的历史起点上，我们愿继续同新加坡一道，进一步深化两国的务实合作，更好地造福两国人民，促进地区的繁荣发展。相信在双方共同努力下，我们这次会议一定会取得圆满成功。
Mr. Han is likely to step down as Executive Vice Premier and retire next March, following a leadership reshuffle at the recent party congress. Asked how this could potentially affect the JCBC platform, Mr. Heng said cooperation between Singapore and China will continue. During his 2-day visit, which ends on Wednesday, Mr. Han is also expected to meet other Singapore leaders, including President Halimah Yacob and Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong.
Chinese Vice Premier Zheng has also met Deputy Prime Minister Lawrence Wong. They spoke on the multifaceted cooperation between Singapore and China. The pair discussed collaboration such as the Singapore-Shanghai Comprehensive Cooperation Council. DPM Wong says there remains scope for the two nations to strengthen cooperation in areas like connectivity, innovation, green financing and digital economy. The leaders also updated each other on developments in their respective countries.